All right. What is going on? I Coach Nutrition family coming at y'all with another podcast episode here today. So today's topic that we're going to be diving into is how to lose weight without giving up your favorite foods. Right. And so I hear this all of the time with clients and people that I'm talking to, which is, what foods do I have to give up? What foods are off limits? What foods are bad? What foods are good? Right? What carbs do I have to cut out? Right? Am I allowed to eat sugar or not? Am I allowed to have alcohol or not? Right? And so this is kind of what culture has done to us in terms of, we've essentially categorized, nutrition and dieting and weight loss into this category where it's like, hey, these are good foods, these are bad foods, these are allowed, these aren't allowed, right? We have all of these different types of diets and programs that are out there that demonize a lot of different foods and a lot of different food groups. And the reality of it is that you can really lose weight, lose body fat, get results, and still be able to include all of your favorite foods in the mix, in the diet, in the program. You don't have to completely eliminate anything from your diet, right? You don't have to completely eliminate anything, any foods while you're trying to lose weight. But here's the thing, this is what you've got to think about. Dieting and losing weight is very, very, very similar to getting a hold of your finances. Okay. When you think about finances and you think about, if you can take it all the way back here to maybe the first time that you ever, created a budget, right? Well, that is very similar to nutrition and weight loss and creating a calorie budget, right? So we've talked about many, many times before as to like, hey, if I want to lose weight, I have to eat in a calorie deficit. That's how I lose weight, right? So understanding what that budget is in terms of how many calories can you eat per day is really no different than finances and creating a budget with your finances and understanding, hey, this is how much money I have. This is how much money I make, every single month. This is how much money I spend, right? These are my expenses. This is my income, and really starting to understand your budget so that you can allocate your funds, however you see fit there. Very different, very similar there to nutrition, right? And with your calorie intake and creating a budget, you can eat whatever foods you want to eat, but you need to be able to create awareness, no different than what a budget would do financially for you, as to how many calories are in your budget per day, and then how many calories are in all of the different foods that you're eating, right? How many calories are you eating on a daily basis? And so this is where the beauty of tracking your food intake can really, really, really help. A lot of people, they look at using my Fitness Power chronometer as something that's a burden, or it's annoying, or it's something that they don't want to do, right? And look, I'll be the first person to say, I get it, right? But the reality of it is it can actually allow you to have a lot more freedom and flexibility with your nutrition than if you weren't tracking your food at all, right? And this is kind of what a lot of these diets and programs have done. They've realized that, hey, people don't want to track their food. They're not going to weigh and measure and log and track their food intake. So let's just go ahead and categorize foods as good or bad, right? Let's just tell them what they're allowed to eat and what they're not allowed to eat, right? And what happens when we do that, right? If I sit here and I tell you that you're never allowed to drink wine again, or you're never allowed to eat pasta or pizza or burgers or tacos again, you're going to think about that the whole entire time that you're trying to lose weight, right? Because the reality of it is you're not going to be able to sit there and just completely eliminate something from your diet, especially if it's your favorite foods, right? Or if it's the way that you like to live your life in terms of having these experiences and going out to eat and enjoying date nights and all of these different things, right? And so my point of this is that when you think about the question of how do I lose weight without giving up my favorite foods, the reality of it is that if you are willing to take a 5-10 minute investment of time every single day to use the free app MyFitnessPal and start to track your food on this app, you're going to start to understand and build a lot of awareness around not only how many calories are you consuming on a daily basis, but how many calories are in the foods that you're eating. And from there, you can start to establish how many calories that you're actually eating on a consistent basis, right? What your maintenance calories are, right? Which is just a fancy word for the amount of calories that you would eat if you were maintaining your weight, right? If you're plateaued on your weight loss journey, for example, there, right? And then from there, what you would need to do is you need to say, okay, I need to create a calorie deficit, right? If your goal is to lose weight, right? And so with that, awesome. Doesn't have to be anything crazy drastic, but create a 300 to 500 calorie deficit, right? So this would be very similar to, let's say you do your budget there for the month and you're like, oh my gosh, we just spent $300 at Starbucks this last month, right? We have got to cut that out. We've got to cut this in half, or we've got to eliminate that completely, right? And so what do? You start going to Starbucks every other day instead of every day, right? And now that cuts the spending on Starbucks in half, right? And so it takes you from you spending $300 a month on Starbucks to $150 a month on Starbucks, right? Or let's say, for example, you're like, this is ridiculous. We're going to have coffee at home. Let's just cut Starbucks out completely. Now, all of a sudden you've cut $300 out of your spending there for the month. So this is the same thing with calorie intake, right? If you want to create a 300 calorie deficit based off how many calories you're currently consuming, awesome. Well, here you go. Now you've got your new budget that you're trying to hit. You've got your new calorie target that you're trying to hit every single day. And this is why it's very, very similar. I compare this all the time. Nutrition, right? When it comes to calories and counting calories and trying to lose weight, as it is with finances and starting to budget your money and allocate your money in certain ways so that you can reach your financial goals there, right? So I want you to take this as a little nugget here, if you will, and kind of run with it. And I want you to start, if you've never logged your food on MyFitnessPal before, try it out, right? Understand that there's going to be a learning curve, right? You're not going to be perfect the very first time. It's going to take time, right? But I promise you, eventually it's going to be something that's going to be a tool, right? You're going to develop the skill set of using the tool, right? And it's going to be something that is truly a 5-10 minute investment of time every single day, right? And what that 5-10 minute investment of time will do for you in terms of helping you build awareness around how many calories you're consuming on a daily basis, and then being able to understand what your maintenance calories are that make you maintain weight, what a calorie deficit is for you that makes you lose weight, and what a calorie surplus is for you so that you can avoid gaining weight, unless, of course, that is your goal to gain weight, which most of you in here, that is not the goal, right? I understand. But you can start to build awareness around your calorie budget. No different than what tracking your finances and having a bank account and an investment platform and all of these different things can help you to do in terms of building awareness in terms of your funds, right? And your income and expenses, right? So when we think about financial literacy, it is very, very, very similar to nutrition literacy, right? And when you think about budgeting your money, it is very, very similar in terms of budgeting your nutrition, budgeting your calorie intake, right? And with that said, you can make anything work. You can make anything fit. I guess with finances, it'd be a little bit different, right? I'm not going to be able to go and buy a jet or whatever, right? Like there's definitely some things that you can't buy. There's some things that you can't work into the budget, right? But with nutrition, you can really work in any foods that you want there for the most part. You just got to understand that you might have to, essentially kind of manipulate the portion sizes of these foods that you're having, right? So that you don't blow your budget. Okay. So I hope this makes sense. I hope this helps to kind of simplify nutrition in a way that, just kind of gives you a peace of mind that, man, I don't have to sit here and completely eliminate my favorite foods from my diet in order to live a healthy lifestyle or in order to lose weight. I just need to start building awareness around how many calories I'm actually consuming on a daily basis, how many calories are actually in the foods that I'm eating, and how to appropriately portion size these meals and my favorite food and just my overall calorie intake for my day so that I can make sure that I'm continuing to work towards and accomplish my goal there. So guys, hope this helps. If you have any questions at all, again, don't hesitate to reach out. Drop a comment here below if you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube, or reach out to me there during direct message on any of these social media platforms, or email or my phone number is on all these things here. So don't hesitate to reach out. For everybody listening on Facebook, podcast, YouTube, I truly appreciate y'all's time and being able to engage with the content that I'm putting out here on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. And I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to help as many people as I possibly can simplify nutrition, simplify how to live a healthy lifestyle, and really just kind of combat all the BS that's out there in the industry. There's a million different people saying a million different things, and everybody's just getting more and more and more and more confused. So my goal, my mission is to help simplify nutrition, help simplify living a healthy lifestyle, and help each and every one of you that are engaging in this content and a part of this group, a part of this community, to truly be able to live your best life and be able to pay it forward there, not just for you and yourself and your life and your health, but also to be able to affect your family and your friends and your coworkers and combat what we are up against, which is an obesity epidemic. We're approaching, by essentially 2024 here, 2025, 50% of America is going to be obese. Okay. That's what we're combating. And that's what I'm on a mission to really be able to overcome there. So help me, help you, and let's really spread the good word. Let's help people to simplify their nutrition, simplify living a healthy lifestyle. And super grateful for all of you. Appreciate it. And until next time.